Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, DJMO Fishing. Today we're fishing for big bluegill. Right now, bass is actually almost done spawning and the bite is kind of slow. And also we got a call from going through here, so I decided to come out and get ourselves some big bluegill. We got some bait, some light, ultra light rods, and we're ready to catch them, so let's get to it. Alright guys, so we got a bait at the bait shop. We got night crawlers and crickets. We got 30 count crickets here. We're gonna put our crickets on this little thing right here, as you guys can see. That way they're easy to handle and be able to use them more effectively. Alright guys, so I got this little setup here. This is sleeping bobber. So you got a little weight stopper here. Your sliding bobber, swivel, 2 liter, and got a split shot and just a small eagle claw hook here. That's it. That's the setup. Alright guys, so this is the spot like I told you guys at the beginning of the video. Right now we're having the cold front and bass just finished spawning at least most of the ponds in my area here. So now they're going that weird period where they're healing. They're not really biting that much, and they're gonna start going back deeper. Some are gonna stay in the shallows and some are gonna go deep. So meanwhile, the bluegill spawning is happening, and that's when the big bluegills come out. So we're gonna target some bluegills today. This is gonna be one of the baits we're gonna be using right now. One of the most effective baits, I think, for a big bluegill, and that's a good old cricket. So, oh, I didn't mean to put that in the water, but just a good old cricket, and let's see how it does. Well, usually I like to fish the cricket by itself without a bobber, but it's really hard to catch, especially with all this wind. So we'll see how it does. The lighting is so awful, guys. Kind of how to keep an eye on that bait, and the wind is kind of strong right now, but should be able to get a few big ones here. All right, we got one first fish of the day. Definitely not what we're looking for, and he auto-released himself. There's a tiny little bluegill. That's not what we're looking for at all. But we're looking for big bluegills. If not, we're gonna have to put the worm setup and see if we can get them to bite the worm night crawler. And I can also show you another way to fish the night crawler in the bottom to get really good bites, especially for big bluegills and shell crackers, big shell crackers. So usually under this tree, we usually get really good bites. Now this one already took too long. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice fish, man. If this is a bluegill, it's a really big bluegill. Oh my God, bro. There's no way. There's no way. This is insane. That is insane right there. I'm telling you, that is the biggest, fattest bluegill I have ever caught. Oh my God, I can't even explain how big this thing is. Jesus Christ. Wow. Look at this fish. Look at this fish. I don't know how can I can lip him. I don't know if I can relate how big this bluegill is. This thing is gigantic. That is a giant, massive bluegill. Like, it's so fat. It's like straight up the size of my hand. And it's so fat. Look how thick it is. Look how thick it is. You see how thick that fish is? We're gonna let him go. That's a decent bluegill right there. Well, I knew it was a giant the moment I set the hook on it. Like, it took the bobber super fast immediately, so great fish. All right, guys, I knew that fish was a big fish. As soon as I set the hook, like, I saw that bobber going on there so quick, and it just felt different. That's literally, I think that's my PB bluegill. That's a giant bluegill right there, so I'm glad I came out, see, take a break from the bass fishing, target some bluegills. If I'm catching bluegills that big, it's gonna be a fun day, so let's get fishing, catch another one. I'll give you a couple tips here how to figure out where these fish are. Okay, now when bluegills spawn, you have to keep in mind they're gonna be spawning on hard surface, and you gotta know they're not gonna be really deep. They could be like 4 or 5 feet deep, but they're not gonna be 20 feet deep spawning. At least on smaller ponds like this, they're not. So you can actually sometimes see the beds of the bluegill, and you can actually target them, and they don't like anything around their beds. So that's why this is the best time. So the best time to catch them is when they're sitting on those beds or they're about to spawn. You can catch really big ones. I'm using crickets because it works so good around this time, and that cricket falls and goes down really slow, and it's really natural. So this thing right here, it's like $2, $3 at Walmart, and it's so convenient. So it has a big lid to put your crickets in there, and this little funnel that only allows one to come out and just palm it, be able to get one cricket out. If you're fishing with crickets, you definitely need to get one of these, man. That's a decent fish right there, really big. I think that's called a warmouth. It's just another species, but also decent fish. So I'm fishing that right there. I'm gonna let him go though. So of course I was not recording for this one, but nice little fish. I think that's a warmouth. That's what they call him. Maybe it's a green sunfish, I don't know. Got one. Oh, that was a decent one. All right. What is this? This is I think it's a green sunfish. He got a little bit deep, but I need my hook back, so they're biting, so I just gotta hook them. So I'm using, there's no way. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Okay, here we go. That's a nice bluegill right there. There we go. All right. Jesus Christ. That was tough right there, man. Finally got another one. I feel like the first one we got is a little bigger than this one, but this is a nice bluegill right there. I mean, I don't know what I can compare it to. Let's see. Let me pull my phone out. So this is an iPhone 13. This is an iPhone 13 right here. You can compare it. It's actually longer than it, and it's wider than it. So that's my phone right there. That's the fish. I'm gonna let him go. Here he goes. Second decent bluegill. Nice. That's a nice one. That is definitely a nice one. Wow. All right. Okay. There's got to be the biggest bluegill. This is my PB bluegill right here. Oh my God. You have to be kidding me. I don't know if the lighting's horrible, but look at this fish. Like, look at that fish, man. Look at that bluegill. That's a giant bluegill right there. That's a slab. I gotta take a picture of this one. That's a big bluegill right there. I can leap him. Look at that. Look how thick this bluegill is. Look how thick it is. It's crazy. That's a giant bluegill right there. Basically saw myself. We're gonna put him back. We're gonna put him back. It's just way too big to keep this fish. All right, buddy. Man, that's a big fish. That is a giant bluegill. Alright guys, so I am pretty happy I decided to come and target these bluegills, man. Those are massive bluegills. Actually, I think that last one was my PB bluegill. That's the biggest bluegill I ever caught and ever seen around here. Honestly, I'm so happy these fish are actually around my area on this pond. Those are, man, quality bluegills. You don't see them a lot, and I usually only catch them around this time when they start spawning. That's the only time I actually find them and able to target them. So I'm glad I did, and just keep fishing. I don't know if I can catch something bigger than the last one, but I'm gonna definitely try. So let's go. Oh wow, you saw that? That's a nice one. That's a nice bluegill right there. Look at that bluegill right there, man. Another giant. Another giant. I hooked him so good, I almost threw him out of the water. Like I took him out of the water on the hook set. Ah, another giant right there, guys. Another giant bluegill. Oh no, no, no. Okay, he's gone. Ah, hilarious. Okay guys, so very successful day. We came out, brought the right bait. We came to the right spot at the right time, and we caught those giant bluegills. So the plan worked out, which is always a good thing. So I'm glad we took a break from bass fishing, came target some bluegill. This was really fun. I enjoyed myself today catching those giant bluegills. With that said, guys, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.